All right, we'll get started. We have head coach Sean Olmstead of BYU with student athletes Will Stanley and Zach Eschenberg. Coach, why don't you get us started with an opening statement?
Okay, here we go. First and foremost, just excited to be here, ecstatic for these boys and this group. And, just to be here at this, especially this time and, the year and the past year and a bit that everybody's gone through. So ready to compete, ready to get after it, but can't say thanks enough to the NCAA, to Ohio State for hosting this event, especially to our administration that's been just right by our side through thick and thin over the past bit, as has all administrations, I'm sure, across the country. So I think that should be noted. We can't say thanks enough to those guys. And congratulations to every team that's here. What a year all of these teams have gone through. Their student athletes, their coaches, their support staff. And for us to be here when, maybe 6-7 months ago, we weren't even certain that we were going to have this type of championship or be able to even play a season. We're here, and we get to share this time with our players. They get to share that with each other, their group, their family, their core. And, it's just an exciting time for men's volleyball for everybody involved. So super proud of our guys and just happy for them. I'm fortunate, very, very fortunate to just be along for the ride with these dudes. It's good stuff.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questioning, starting with Darnell Dixon.
Hey, Sean, I saw a clip of you telling the guys that they know who they are as a team. In your mind, who are they?
Yeah, it's my daughter's 16th birthday. So happy birthday, Reagan. I love you. The guys were nice enough to just FaceTime her. So I really have to keep the emotions in check, especially a dad of 5, whatever I see just kind of gets me. But these guys are a group of fine young men. They're outstanding individuals. And as I get older, man, I get sappy, but just maybe it's more about these relationships and this time together each and every moment. And so I believe that, at the core of it, they're a great group of young men with outstanding backgrounds and families that have supported them and that have put so much time and energy into each one of them. And but they're becoming a pretty darn good volleyball team too. So that's exciting. And at the end of the day, that's probably the question we're looking for. But hey, I still think we're getting better and better. I still think we got a little bit better today. So that's kind of been the mantra for these guys. And I believe that. But, I was just saying that, in their lives and in general, we're all finding our way, but they're especially at a young age where they're finding their way, deciding what they want to do for life. And, but as a group, they've really come together well. And, they're continuing to get better and focusing on what they want to accomplish and who they are.
Up next, Rob DeMello.
Okay, this question's for Will. This is Rob DeMello from KHON in Hawaii. When you look at when last season ended and all seniors across the country had a decision to make on whether or not they would come back for the following year, how much of your decision had to do with right now, being in Columbus, Ohio, and trying to win a national championship?
I think that was kind of the biggest thing for us. I think especially me, Zach, and Mickey kind of just looking at what we had ahead of us, and we had kind of this middle man of what do we want to do next, where we were seniors, we had done our time at BYU, and when the NCAA kind of gave us that chance, I remember just thinking in my head, the first thing was, I want to be here. I wanted to be with the guys and wanted to be with the seniors that we have this year and the freshmen coming in and just keep battling and grinding. And I mean, BYU's done an amazing job at just helping us and supporting us through everything. And I think it's been honestly pretty flawless in the sense of I haven't seen anything different this year in our season that happened last year before COVID. And I think that's a true testament to what BYU athletics and kind of just the administration in general have done for us and done for our team of just trying to make it as normal as a year as possible. And you know, to be here with Zach and be here with the rest of the guys, it's really kind of shown us that we made the right decision of coming back and just wanting to be a part of this brotherhood that we've kind of built over the last couple of years.
Thank you.
Up next, Vinny Lopes.
Yeah, question for Will. Will, you've had a little bit of a layoff between your upcoming match and the MPSF tournament. Just want to ask you how you feel the offense is looking as a setter. Do you ever have any concerns when you have a long layoff in between matches with the offense?
You know, I actually kind of liked this layoff. I think we needed to work on some things, and the extra week gave us time to, you know, help me connect with my hitters a little bit more, kind of fine tune every little thing that we've been missing in the last couple of games. So I don't think the layoff is going to be too much of an issue. We had one before the NPSF tournament, and it was the same thing. We were able to kind of fine tune the offense in that extra week and throw in little things that we may have that we weren't doing before. And I think that extra week gives us time to work on those things and work on kind of fixing different, you know, locations or heights that we needed to talk about and give us that time to do it in practice instead of having to experiment in games has been good. So I think this layoff is going to be, it's helped me a lot get better and just build my relationship with my pin hitters and my middles.
Up next, Jay Drew.
Yeah, this question's for Zach. Two-part question. Zach, Sean was on the 2002 BYU team that won the national championship. How much does he refer to that with you guys? And two, how has he kind of evolved as a coach the last 5 years that you've been there with him?
Both great questions. Yeah, it's something special being able to have, you know, Sean as a coach. He definitely talks about those years when, you know, he won, you know, not one, but 2 national championships. He talks about what made that team great and really tries to help implement that into, you know, our culture. But more than that, he looks at what that team had and brought to the table and what this team has and brings to the table. And he maximizes on the guys that we have here now. And it's, you know, I love hearing about when he talks about, you know, back in the day, back in his day. And it's a lot of fun to hear about those times when, you know, he was able to go out and win those national championships. And I think that has definitely related a lot to just, you know, how he's helped us become so successful. And then Sean and I have grown a lot together, and Sean has grown a ton as a coach over the past 5 years. Coming in as a freshman, I was definitely super intimidated by him. Didn't feel super comfortable talking to him a whole lot, but you know, would always say hi and say yes, coach, and you know, thank you, coach. And now it's really nice. I think Sean's done a really good job of making himself open to guys, making himself approachable as a coach and as a friend. And I think he's done a ton better in these past couple of years of giving us a lot of really good constructive feedback on and off the court. And it's been really fun to see him, you know, just kind of develop and heck, now he's running, you know, 200 miles for fun every now and then. And so it's really, really fun to have grown with Sean over these past 5 years.
Okay, 2 more questions. We'll go with Morgan Vance first.
Hey, Zach, just as a follow-up there, you know, as steady as your program has been for so long, I think some people are surprised to find out that it's actually been since 2004, since you guys have actually won it all. Can you just talk to me about the thirst within the program to change that and finally snap that drought? I mean, you must have been, what, 4 or 5 the last time that BYU won it?
Yeah,
You were 8.
2004, I was 8 years old.
8.
I'm old here. I'm 25, so.
Got to factor in the missions.
Yes.
Sorry to shortchange you.
No, it's good.
No, yeah. Oh, I can't even talk about just the drive for this program to go in and grab a national championship. The number of years that, you know, just me watching as a kid versus, you know, being on the team and it being right there and not being able to do it has just, you know, motivated definitely all of us. And I would say even, you know, Mitch, Mickey, Will, and I were on the team when we went to the finals and we lost, you know, here to Ohio State. And there's just, we wanted that. We working so hard last year. We put in a ton of work. We really wanted it. COVID shut it down. And like Will was saying, it's a big reason why Mickey, and I all came back, because we were right there. We know we can do it. We want it bad. There are a ton of good teams here. And so we know we got to earn it. But it's definitely a huge motivating factor for us, knowing that it's been a while, that we've been close, and that we have the potential to do it.
And last question belongs to Vinny Lopes.
Coach, I just want to ask you, going into this match, you look at Lewis, they've set their middles more than 600 times this season. For you, is that going to be the primary focus, preventing Lewis from running their middles?
It is what going to be the primary focus? Sorry, I missed part of that, Vinny.
Oh, sorry. I was just asking Lewis, we see them, they run their middles a lot. For you guys, is that going to be the primary focus with your serving game, really trying to prevent Lewis from running their middles?
Well, a good defense to that is to be able to get those guys off the net. And, their setter does a real nice job getting those, finding those guys 8, 10, 11 feet off the net. He does a really, really nice job finding those guys in transition. So I feel like we've, keeping pressure on those guys, whether it's in kind of the transition game, maybe some down ball opportunities, try to put pressure on them to keep the setter as far off the net as possible, get our hands up in the air. They've got some very efficient middles who've done an outstanding job, and they move them around too. So that number of attempts isn't just coming from quick hits in the middle. When you look at middle blocker numbers, they're sliding out and hitting some red sets and kind of doing some slides right behind the setter, with a little more distance. So they've done a nice job finding their guys in the middle. Big, strong kids, great athletes, and pretty darn good volleyball players. So they've done a good job that. And for the most part, we're going to continue to play our game, which we believe that it's going to be important for us to, you've got to this stage, you've got to be aggressive. You've got to be aggressive everywhere. And, but we're going to do our best to be properly aggressive. And, we'll find that place. And, I'm pretty confident in the guys. But it's going to be two great teams with game plans. And like I said a few days ago, this entire tournament, I felt like it was going to be really, really competitive volleyball. And we saw that last night, both of those matches. And there's no doubt in my mind we're going to see that again tomorrow night in both the matches. So it's going to be exciting.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, players.